Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Street Food series. Today, I'm not roaming on the street, but I'm still on the street. Sometime back, I was in Mombasa, and one amazing person who also invited me back to this county, this city, took me around and showed me different variety of food in Mombasa. And today, she said, "Oh Fred, since you are back in my county, you are back in my city, why don't you come around so that we'll sit and let me show you what snack looks like in Mombasa." So let me introduce you before I even show you what we'll be eating today. All right. Yeah. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi guys, my name is Fredrick Dahe. On Instagram, it's Chakula. And I have a food and travel page based around Kenya, but specifically based in Mombasa.
Great. Before we even go around and do the G, right? What is chakula?
Chakula in itself means food in Swahili. So the word chakula means Swahili. No, the word chakula means food in Kiswahili.
Right. All right. Are you ready to eat?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes, we are ready.
Say yeah.
Hey.
Oh, the yes, I'm strong. Yeah. All right, so let's dig in.
Helele Mombasa, DJ Zakabasa yangu. Nakwenda kwetu Mombasa, kwa Mombasa, asa, yuko wapi mama Jina, yuko wapi mzee Ujomo, mi mother and father, my brothers and sisters, friends and relatives, it's so good to be back, nyumbani Mombasa, mama ye Mombasa, asa, ndio Mombasa. Nacheza kabasa yangu na wimbo wangu.
So there's quite a lot here that we have today.
Okay.
On this side we have poutine chicken.
What's in chicken?
Poutine.
Hey, am I hearing something different? What?
Poutine. I'll give you the spelling.
All right, please give it because someone over there right now is thinking naughty. I beg you, please.
No. So poutine is basically a mixture of paprika, garlic, lemon, and butter as well. That's where the taste really comes from.
Oh.
So it's deep fried chicken. The poutine is now the sauce, but you can put it on chicken, you can put it on chips, you can put it on anything you want, honestly.
Right. So this is a poutine.
Yes, this is the poutine. So you can see it's quite oily.
Okay.
It's like oils and spices together. Yeah.
All right. So guys, this is poutine. Poutine.
Yeah.
I said poutine.
Poutine, yeah.
Okay,
So when you
poutine.
mix it up, it's a lot nicer.
Ah.
So it's supposed to be butter and like all the different spices as well.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So poutine.
So you can even put that on top, or if you want it extra, it's just extra for the side.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So yes.
And then here we have white kebabs and we also have black kebabs. So kebabs is basically now mincemeat with a bit of bread and stuff like that. Coriander, all the spices to make it nice and flavorful.
Okay.
And then it's deep fried, so
Right.
it has a really nice crunchy exterior. So the white kebabs are also really similar, but it's mincemeat but mashed with potatoes as well.
Oh,
So,
right.
Yeah, that's why it's white.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
because it has potato.
how long are they fried for?
Until they're golden. So that
Until they are golden. I like that. Until they are golden. Okay.
and so it's actually deep fried in an egg batter. So it's slightly different. This one doesn't have any coating, but this one has a coating of eggs.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what time of the day can you eat these kebabs?
This normally people either have it for like brunch, so either like during lunch or in the evening.
Okay.
So that's the time that people normally have all of this kind of food. These are like the more snack foods. You do get some in the morning. For example, the potatoes, the viazi karai. Some people have that in the morning as well. So it just depends. Viazi karai.
Viazi
Karai.
karai.
Yeah.
Did I get it right?
Yes.
Viazi karai.
Yeah.
Okay. What's viazi karai?
So viazi karai is basically just fried potatoes. It's cut into quarters, a whole potato. They're sliced in the middle. They put a nice layer of chili and lemon and garlic and all the things to make it really nice. Then they put the two together, and then they deep fry that whole piece into a chickpea flour.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right. Okay, so what's that?
Yeah. Then here, similar to the video we did actually.
Okay, so if you
There we
haven't
go.
seen that video, please go and watch it. But this is this is
Now
bhajia.
dal bhajia.
Bhajia.
Yeah. So bhajia just means a fritter. So now you can get different types of fritters as well. So it's just the same way you have a falafel. Falafel is now chickpeas, specifically chickpeas. Now this is dal bhajia
Right.
because it's made out of dal, which is a lentil.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And then over here we have maru bhajia, which is very similar to viazi karai, but it's potato sliced up. Not too thin, so it's crisps, but it's slightly thicker than crisps, and then it's again deep fried in a flavorful batter, made with chickpeas as well, and then they add a bit more flavor in it as well. So cumin, coriander, and all that stuff.
I like how she keep mentioning different spices here. Okay.
Then on this side we have two types of samosas. This is the mutton samosa and this is the paneer samosa.
Okay, what?
Paneer.
Paneer.
Cottage cheese.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then this is mutton.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And then over here what we have as well is the
That is for this one.
yeah.
Okay.
This is now the methi bhajias. So methi is basically fenugreek.
Okay.
Fenugreek is it does have a seed, but it's also like a leaf.
Yeah, as actually saw fenugreek in the market when I was in
Yeah.
the spice store, and they had fenugreek seeds.
Yeah, so you can get the seeds, but when it now sprouts, you can get the leaves as well.
Oh, okay, okay, all right.
So like coriander, you can get coriander seeds, but you can get fresh coriander, which is now a herb, like the leaves.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But these are also fried with onions and loads of flavor. So they're super crispy now. The last thing that we have here in the middle, this is called maru bhajia.
Mao.
Oh, no.
Okay.
This is chana batata. Chana batata is...
Are you wait? Are you speaking English? Chana
Chana batata.
patata.
Yeah, so it's a coastal snack. Mostly the Indians have it, but it is still Swahili, I would consider it. It's something that you get along the coast, specifically Mombasa. So we can break it down. Chana batata. Chana means chickpeas,
Okay.
and batata means potato.
Okay. And these
So-
are Swahili words.
These are now Gujarati words because it's come from the Indian side of Swahili as a culture. Because Swahili is a culture, it's a mix of different cultures.
Okay.
So this is now more towards the Indian side. Yeah.
Right.
So it's chickpeas and potato cooked in coconut.
Okay.
So the curry or like the soup that you have at the bottom is coconut, and then they also add a piece of the dal bhajia, which is this one. So that's inside there as well.
Everything is in this bowl.
Yeah,
we're
so
seeing
it's the
right now.
chickpeas, the potatoes, the dal bhajia in there as well, cooked in a coconut curry.
Can I
and
scoop?
then-
Can I
yeah,
scoop some?
You can use a spoon if you
Oh,
want.
so my bad, man.
It'll be easier with a spoon because it's
How do I scoop?
okay.
help
You
me
can
scoop?
just go nuts.
Okay.
Normally,
Uh-huh.
because it's when it's hot, like it's not all soaked up. It's a lot more saucy, but because we've waited, it's kind of
A little bit.
become a bit thick.
Okay.
Yeah. So normally people have this for either like a breakfast meeting or like lunch. So anytime between like 11 a.m. to about afternoon. It's kind of like a nice pick me up during the day.
Okay.
And then on top it's mixed with like an Indian trail mix, which is like different crispy stuff. So there's like flattened rice, there's the exterior of the samosa, like that flour.
The crispy
Yeah.
flour that are falling off the
Yeah,
samosa,
and
okay.
then ground nuts as well, peanuts in there, and then it's mixed with a bunch of spices as well. So a bit of turmeric, that's why the color is slightly yellow, and then a bit of chili as well, a bit of salt, a little bit of sugar.
Oh, sugar, salt, everything in this small bowl. Wow.
Just a little bit, just a little sugar, not to make it sweet, but just to make it taste nice.
Right. What is with the Swahili culture and then all these little or kidogo? Kidogo means little. If you've been hearing me saying kidogo, it means Small, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yes, a little bit of this and that. Yeah, what is it with the Swahili culture that has a little bit of spices from different spaces into one food?
I think it's just because the Swahili culture itself, it's a mixture of different cultures, which is so great because you have a mixture of cultures and all that food comes together to make a whole other food as well. So you get a lot of spices from the Indian influence, you get a lot of like the vegetables that you have here, anything that you have here, everything comes together and makes something really incredible.
Right, okay. And these are...
That's chicken.
Okay, this is chicken, okay, and then this is potato masala. Hey,
Pussy in chips now.
pussy and chips, okay, alright.
So it's the same sauce but in the chips now.
I like it.
Yeah, these are really nice. So they can be slightly spicy. If you want more chili, you tell them to add more chili.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
It's really nice.
I even feel a little bit of the chili already.
Yeah, just from far. I think they've made it mild today.
Okay. So something like this.
Yeah.
Is it okay for me to take it for breakfast? Is it something I need to eat at a certain time of the day?
I mean,
like this kind
if
of
you
platter
want,
you have.
you can. But I think it's mostly eaten during. It's more like a brunch or more like a snack item. So some people do have it during, like either like lunch or more towards the evening.
Okay.
So breakfast I think is a bit lighter or more like chapatis and mahambris and stuff like that.
I like how she always smiles when she's talking about food. When she's, do you have any favorite here? Because it's like when you mention certain things, I see your mood change.
I think I really like kebabs. Kebabs are my favorite.
What about kebabs that you like?
They're just so crispy and the inside is really nice and moist. So the exterior is nice and crunchy and the inside is really flavorful.
Right. You know what? Tell us a little bit about your food background whilst we start digging in.
So I actually studied as a chef. That's where I get my knowledge of food and everything.
Oh, so you went to school and you did catering in school?
Yeah, I studied culinary arts.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay.
Yeah, but growing up in Mombasa, these are all the foods that we've had growing up. So during the different times of the day, there's all the different types of food that you get as well.
Right.
And you just kind of figure out how to make them because it's something that you grow up with.
Right. And how have you used education to help the food, like Mombasa or the Swahili food?
So in terms of education, what I like to do is I like to use education on my platform, mostly on Instagram, pushing out content that is Mombasa based, Mombasa food based, so people can actually learn about the food because I feel like there's a lot of misrepresentation about our food and also a lack of representation as well. Like there's not too many places that you can find it being documented. There's not too much information about it out there. And I think it's important for us to do that.
That's cool. Anyway, do you want to give a shout out to where we are? So that
yes.
all this food is prepared by Summer, of course, and we are eating somewhere that I really like the place, especially with how they've designed or how do you what's the catering term for that?
This is a platter.
Yeah. So like if they've decorated the food, how do you say it? There's a term that you guys.
The presentation?
Okay. So.
Oh, okay. So this food is now from Cafe Aya's in Mombasa. It used to be, a lot of people know it as Jubilee Hall or Aga Khan Club. So that's what people know it by, but the restaurant itself is called Cafe Aya's.
Cafe Aya's.
Yeah.
Alright, so if you are visiting Mombasa for the first time and you want to have a little bit of everything or kidogo of everything, you come to Cafe Aya's.
Yes.
And you are going to be sorted. Just like I have the opportunity today to taste every food from around. I don't have to drive from one street to the other, which is also beautiful. And she does that. So it's either she brings you here, you have a full taste, or she takes you on other like to other locations where you can get to enjoy the vibe. This hasn't come to an end. We still have questions for Camille, but we have to taste the food first.
Yeah.
How do I eat it?
You can have it with the chutneys here as well. This is a coconut chutney.
What's a chutney?
Chutney is now like a kind of like a salsa or like a dip.
Okay. I'm getting a lot of new things here. Chutney.
Yeah, chutney. So it's like blended coconut with chili, capsicum, salt, stuff like that.
Is it because you guys are located around the coast? That's why everything you try to cook with coconut.
Of
you
course,
see coconut juice, you see
Yeah.
coconut oil, you see coconut like Kidoko of coconut
Because
everywhere.
there's loads of coconuts all around. There's coconut trees. So we make sure that we use them to the full capacity.
Okay.
So that's the coconut one. Then we also have a green one that's green chilies, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And now everybody's recipe will be different as well, depending on the chef.
Right. And what is this?
That is now the hot one. That's pili pili buzi, which is habanero peppers.
Okay.
So really hot.
If you've ever tried habanero pepper, let me know in the comment
Or
section below.
Pili pili buzi from Tanzania. It's the same thing.
Oh, how far is Tanzania from here?
Well, from Mombasa,
Yeah.
the border is a 2-hour drive.
It's just a 2-hour drive from here to Tanzania.
From Mombasa.
From Mombasa.
If you go to Diani, then you can reach on that side. But you can access it from different sides.
So no wonder they have like a lot of spices and ingredients from what's in Tanzania that are all around the township of Mombasa. Okay. So I fetch a little bit of it and then
Yeah. So I'm gonna get some coconut chutney as well. So yeah, just put it together and you can have it.
Okay.
Really flavorful. Oh,
I
you
think
have the
that-
chili one. Oh my god.
And some water.
You went straight for the hot one.
I'm from West Africa, so I thought I've seen pepper, I've tasted pepper.
No, that one is hot.
Whoa!
You okay?
When you come to Mombasa and you're trying pepper, or when you hear pili pili, I think you should start running.
I mean, yeah, be a bit careful.
Hey, my whole lips and everything is burning.
Oh no.
Yes, but can you tell us a little bit more about your reality here in Mombasa? What do you do as Chekula?
So what I do.
Oh, Chekula means food.
Yeah.
I'm still calling it Chekula. So, is it okay if I call it Chekula?
It's okay.
Alright.
A lot of people call me that because that's the name of my page.
Alright, okay, so what do you do as Chekula?
What I like to focus on my page is basically food and travel in Kenya, specifically Mombasa. And I also like to make sure that I'm also promoting places that are not on the maps.
Okay.
A lot of places that are on my page, you wouldn't necessarily find them on Google.
Okay.
I like to give highlights to the people that are like actually on the ground and the food that locals actually eat, especially because a lot of places that are recommended are like big restaurants and stuff like that, and that's not where the flavor is.
Right.
Sure, there's a different type of flavor, but this is now what locals eat. This is what locals eat.
And so for people to book to travel to the coast, how expensive is it? Because now that you've mentioned that, you try to make it budget friendly, it sounds like there's a cheaper option of traveling.
Because I think, especially along the coast, food is pretty inexpensive. It's not that expensive, especially compared to our capital city, Nairobi, where I think here you can at least spend between 500 Kenya shillings, even less. Especially if you go to the roadsides, you can spend between 200 to maybe 1,000 shillings. It just depends on where you're going, but the smaller places are also a lot cheaper. So it depends on where you're going. But traveling along the coast is pretty budget friendly, especially when it comes to food.
I like the samosas. So,
Yeah.
what's the name again?
So this is the paneer samosa. That has cottage cheese inside.
Don't they slapping like that?
Yeah, so they also have like the coriander in there and onions as well. So it gives it a bit more flavor.
I like
and then
it.
salt and pepper and everything.
People saw the first video.
Yeah.
They were interested in coming to Mombasa. I don't know whether people have reached out to you through that video. If you haven't seen it, please go back and watch it. I'm going to try and put it somewhere in this space or maybe in the description box below. Try and watch it and then see how we tour Mombasa and enjoy our vibe. Yeah, but people want to know more about what you do, the kind of service you offer in Mombasa, if you're available for booking, and what they need to do to book you. So, do you mind sharing a little bit?
Yeah, of course. So you can reach out to me on my Instagram handle, which is Chakula. What I can do as well is recommend different places that you can eat. If you want me to take you for a tour as well, I'd be more than happy to. I do have a food tour that we did in the last video. So it's a walking food tour as well through Mombasa, through Old Town, and we come up towards Makadara, which is an area, and we try out all the different foods of that time. So from 4 to 6 p.m. the food is slightly different.
Okay.
So we explore that. We go to Mama Ngina Drive, Lighthouse, and then we have the coconut waters and all the different snacky foods at that time as well.
Okay.
But I will also be offering food tours where I can now take people around.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like for breakfast and stuff, options are there?
Yes, yeah, there's different options, especially during breakfast and at night. So in the morning it's more chapatis or mahamri, which is now like flour based, and then during lunch it starts to get heavier, it gets a bit more snacky as well, and then in the evening it's more either curries or now barbecue as well. That's when the barbecue starts to happen. So I can take you for all of those.
But this is just by the way, is it that you offer food tour alone or you can plan someone's trip? Because there are certain people who want to come to the coast and they are literally looking for people to plan their trip for them.
Okay, I mean, I'm more than happy to help because I do know a lot of Airbnbs in the place. If they want to do that, I can always recommend places to stay, places to eat. By all means, I'm happy to help.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
She has said it all. If you are looking forward to visiting Kenya, I know some of you from Ghana or from West Africa or the diaspora will be visiting visiting Kenya very soon. And you cannot visit Kenya without coming to the coast. I feel like that you've not visited any part of Kenya at all. Being in Nairobi is not Kenya. I mean, it's part of Kenya, but I come to the coast and experience the coastal life, the good beaches, and then the good food.
The food is where it's at.
The food is slapping me everywhere. But when you come, try and look for her. Even when you're planning your trip, it's good to consult her. Do you charge for consultation? Of course. Your time is money. She cannot be wasting her time like that now. You know how. So I'll advise that you guys book her service and see how best you can work with her. She has made my stay in the coast very, very easy and beautiful. I've been here twice. She made the first one easy without even knowing her. It was good to, like, the first day we vibe perfectly. This time around, you can imagine. If I say J right now, Chakula, J.
Hey.
You see what I'm talking about? So but before we sign out, is there any message that you want to share with the world about Mombasa or anything about Africa? Like, I'm sure you have something to share.
I think my words would be that travel through food, so you can really experience Mombasa and whatever country you're in as a local. It's really important to see the culture through food as well. I feel like that's one of the best ways that I experience culture and like to show people our culture as well. So if you ever come to Mombasa, make sure that you try out the food.
Whenever you travel, try as much as possible to leave your dishes at home.
Yes.
Whatever mindset you have about food, leave it at home. That's the essence of traveling. You travel to explore and experience and try new things.
Yes.
So come to Mombasa and come and try the food. And if you are trying the food, try with Chakula.
Yeah.
And any last word? We're gonna go. Are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Are you ready to go?
Let's go.
All right, now look at that comment.
Hey.
All right, guys. So I'll see you in the next episode. It's a bye for now.
Thank you. Keep on jiving.